Hi everybody and welcome to this week's Tune In Tuesday. Now, one of my favourite things to do for my Tune In Tuesday video blog is to take you on an adventure. We've been to visit some of the most beautiful Cornish beaches, done beach cleans and shown everybody the difference that you can make as an individual or as a community. We've shown that everybody can be a conservationist. It starts with just picking up a few bits of rubbish or just talking about the planet. But being a conservationist can also be a career, and that's what I'd like to talk to you about for this week's Tune In Tuesday. And to help me out, I've brought on a co-host, my friend Amy Bray, founder of environmental organisation Another Way. Now, last week we ran a webinar titled Journey to Becoming a Marine Biologist, and we went through some of our experiences and top tips of how we went to university, got some experience and pursued our dream of becoming marine biologists. And the first thing that I asked Amy was what inspires her to be a marine biologist.
So I know this is a bit cringy, and it's what a lot of people say, but I really have, for as long as I remember, always wanted to be a marine biologist. And I think since I was about 6, I've always just absolutely adored nature. I've loved spending time in the outdoors. I really enjoy science. When I read Callum Roberts' book, that kind of inspired me not only to be a marine biologist and ask questions, but to also be a conservationist and protect what we have as well so that we can study it in the future. What about yourself? What would you say inspired you?
I think what inspired me to become a marine biologist was that the ocean connects us all. Like plastic has reached all of our lives, the ocean touches all of our lives. And I think what I really love about my job is that I get to remind people of that. So it's been an honour, a pleasure, amazing to show people the connection they have to the ocean and how they can protect it in their own lives. I love this question because you are such an inspiration to so many people, but I want to know who your inspirations are.
Thank you. Well, as are you. And I think that definitely one of my number one inspirations is Callum Roberts, and I am super excited because he actually joined the University of Exeter at the same time as me, and that's just been really exciting for me because he really started and opened my eyes to plastic pollution and to all the threats that our oceans face. I'd say my other is Sir David Attenborough because I have adored all his documentaries, as I'm sure you have. He's just managed to capture the imaginations of so many people around the world to care, because I think you can't want to protect something unless you care about it and love it. And so instilling that love for something, that fascination for something, is just so critical, and he manages to do it so well.
So that's kind of like the inspirational side of things, what inspired you to get to where you are now and who inspired you. In terms of experience, what sort of experience do you think that helped you get to university?
I started researching kind of work experience and volunteering opportunities quite early on, I'd say about year 9. I attended a couple of work experiences week at Plymouth University, actually, which was just really valuable in kind of getting to know the department and the type of research they do. I also did one at Newcastle University. We did a Rocky Shore research project. And then I also attended some field studies councils courses. They're really great. They run those around the country. And then, of course, I did all my talks and set up a little plastic-free shop at school and followed my own dreams. And I think that that's really important. If you've got an idea, if you've got something that you're passionate about, then follow them, get involved with other organisations, or start what you want to do.
I think that for me, I didn't know how passionate I was about this until I watched the film A Plastic Ocean. And from that, I realised how valuable it was to kind of make sure that I researched this issue as much as I possibly could. Because, of course, only when you know better can you do better. And once you have that knowledge, you can give it to somebody else and then they can pass it on. So I would definitely say that gaining as much knowledge as you possibly can is really key.
Yeah. Now, one of the hardest things I found, and I deliberated over this for so many years, was choosing a university. How did you choose the University of Plymouth and then the University of Exeter for your master's degree?
Plymouth was a funny one because my parents were so set on me going to Plymouth because it's so close to home. So they really wanted me to go there. And I knew it was an incredible university, especially for marine biology. But I really wanted to go to Bangor University, like literally the furthest away I could get. And I literally went to Plymouth for an open day and they were giving out free pasties. And I was like, this is the university for me. No, it wasn't just the pasties. Exeter, fantastic university. The research coming out of it is absolutely phenomenal. Both universities, I am so grateful that I've been able to attend, and that both of them are close to home, so that's enabled me to continue working with Beach Guardian. So lots of different reasons, not just the pasties. But was there anything that particularly sold Exeter to you?
I think for me, I was really interested in the kind of research that was going on at Exeter. And I also just came here and I loved the location. I loved the atmosphere. I could really see myself here. So feeling like I have passionate, like-minded people around me is just so important. And it's something that I've really, really loved about coming to Exeter.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I think a lot of people forget about the importance of your peers and how they can influence your journey so much. So it's really important to make sure you're surrounded by inspiring people and people that empower you to do better and to push yourself. You and I were saying before we actually started the webinar is that our kind of perception of being a marine biologist always changes. For example, when I was 9 years old, it was because I wanted to swim with dolphins and whales, when in actual fact I never thought that my marine biologist role would be what it is now, and I love it. So thank you to Amy for co-hosting this week's video and last week's webinar with me. If you have any questions at all about some of the stuff you've seen in this video and steps to take to follow a career in marine biology, then please comment them in the comments section or you can message us directly. Until next week, take care and stay safe.